Hey everybody, it's Mrs. Murphy here. I'm going to do a video to show you how to fold paper to make a hexagon, just like this. It's really hard to draw a hexagon, but it's a little bit easier to try and fold one. So for this video, you're going to need a square piece of paper. If you don't have a square piece of paper, that's really easy. We can simply make one out of a rectangle, and I'll show you how to do that too. You're going to need some scissors to do that, and either a pen, a marker, or a pencil, or something to mark with or write with. If you do not have fancy pieces of paper like I do, you can simply use a regular white sheet of printer paper to make one like this, or you can even use some junk mail. If you're using some junk mail, you can make a really big one like this, and I'll show you how that's going to work. So first of all, if you are starting with a rectangular sheet of paper, I chose this paper so that you can easily see the difference between the front of my paper and the back of my paper. So I think that'll make it a little bit easier for you to follow along with the video. Okay, to make a square, you're going to fold a diagonal across the top of the paper. So I'm going to take this corner and I'm going to fold it all the way down to make a triangle, and this top of my paper right here is going to make a point, and wherever that point is made, and I follow along this edge here and line up this corner, crease it with your fingers. If you have your marker or your pencil with you, you can even use that to crease it. Okay, and you're going to see this little leftover rectangle of space on the bottom. If I take my marker or my pen, I can trace that. And then when I fold it open, I now have a line that I can cut. Okay, and if I cut that line, I now have my square. So now that I have my square, it's going to be a lot easier to make the hexagon. So step one is to take your square and you're going to fold it in half. And I'm going to do that by taking the bottom and bringing it up so that it matches the top. I want to get my edges nice and lined up. I'm going to fold it. Again, if you want to use that pen, pencil, or marker to make your crease, you can. And then when you open it up, you have a crease. Okay, so now that I have my two halves, and my crease is in the center, I'm going to take this corner and I'm going to make a triangle by bringing this corner to the center line on the crease, and I'm going to keep pulling it forward until I make a triangle, and the point of the triangle is going to be right over here. So let's see, I want to get this lined up nice. There's the point of my triangle. The other point is touching my crease line. And then I'm just going to make my crease. Okay, just like that. Now that I have this triangle made, I'm going to take this corner point and I'm going to bring it in to the other corner of my triangle. So I'm going to take this part here, bring it right in, right to that other corner of the triangle, and make my crease. Okay, now it looks kind of like I have a diamond shape, or you could say I have two triangles on top of each other. That's exactly where I want to be. The next step is to take these tops and bottoms and fold them to the center line. So I'm going to take this bottom here, fold it straight up and in to that center line, make my crease. Then I'm going to take this top and fold this right in to this center line and make my crease. Okay, now it almost, if you look at it, it kind of looks like I have a little house. Okay, next I'm going to make another triangle just like I did in the beginning. I'm going to take one corner, bring it across until it makes a crease at this corner and it touches the center line. So I'm going to bring this in. At this point my paper is getting a little thick, so it's going to be a little tricky to work with. Bring it right in. make my crease, and then I'm going to bring this last point into the center to match. Okay, so here's my hexagon. I think I'm going to show you that one more time, but this time I'm going to make a really big one. So this is my piece of junk mail. I'm starting off with the rectangle, and I want to fold it to make my square. So I'm going to make my triangle here. Fold it. Trace this edge. And now that I have this edge traced right here, I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut this in. Now I have a square that's a lot bigger than the original piece of paper that I started with. Okay, so what I'm going to do, fold the bottom to the top in half so I get my center crease. This is my center crease. I'm going to trace over it just so you can see it from the camera. Then I'm going to take this corner, fold it to make a triangle by putting this corner on my center line and making this corner up into a point. Just like that. Okay, then I'm going to take this point and bring it up to the other corner. Make my crease. Okay, this is right where I wanted to be. Remember my little house shape? I'm going to take this bottom, bring it up into the center, make my crease. I'm going to take this top, bring it down into the center, make my crease, and now this is that last tricky part again. I'm going to take my corner and bring it to my center line. You can still see the center line because there's folds here. Okay, I'm going to take this, bring it to the center line all the way so that I get my point over here. There's my point. Make my crease, and then I'm going to take this last point and bring it back to the other corner. Right in there like that. And there is my hexagon. Save your hexagons that you made this week. Now that you know how to make them, you can make them out of any kind of papers that you can find around the house. Sheets of printer paper, sheets of lined binder paper, any kind of paper, junk mail, wrapping paper, anything. Save them because next week you're going to be using this shape to make your next art project. All right? Have a good week, everybody. Bye.